So Beckham's 50.
Yeah.
Is he? I'm willing to believe that. Tell me the story. I don't know the story particularly. What is the feud?
Needless to say, he has lots of different celebrations for his 50th birthday. And they were going to come, but they've got a problem with Romeo's girlfriend, or maybe they haven't. And anyway, it's become
With Romeo's girlfriend.
With Romeo's
So
girlfriend.
Brooklyn's
who's called
got a
Kit.
problem with Romeo's
Yes,
girlfriend.
I think the pair of them have. They don't have a lot of time for Nicola, Brooklyn's wife, and she doesn't seem to have a lot of time for them.
She's a billionaire heir.
Yes.
Nicola Peltz.
Yes. Nelson Peltz is a sort of big sort of financial figure. He's the activist investor.
We've spoken about him before.
We've spoken about him before, yeah. Former Wendy's owner. What's interesting now, I suppose, going forward is that a brand that they have so carefully curated around their family. But the biggest threat on it was the accusations of infidelity against David Beckham, which they have to address in that Beckham documentary that we've already seen, as you remember. And actually, I think they even sort of rigged one of the headlines so it said something different. So they could show a few headlines. They obliquely discussed this was a really difficult time, but they didn't really go into the depth because they obviously didn't want to. It's really interesting to see Victoria, we know, is doing this documentary, and there will be a time when it's expected to come out, and there will be a whole sort of structure around this thing. The point of Victoria as a sort of brand entity, in the same way that, is that she's a fantastic businesswoman, but she's a mother. And the difficulty is, if this remains a live thing, then you can't really unless she decides to speak completely candidly about it, which I sort of feel like she won't. Someone who's supposedly always been totally open about their family and pushed their family forward and whatever is left in a bind, because this is another self-commissioned documentary, executive producer David Beckham. So it makes those sorts of things very difficult because the brands are so intertwined. To me, that's why that story is interesting. It's interesting when you've so foregrounded your own family and made it such an important part of your financial brand, and continue to co-opt your children all the time in the kind of curation of that brand. And it's also interesting from that sort of totally new style of citizen entertainment journalism, which is all just trying to see these tiny little shifts in people's digital imprint. And if you can't imagine entertainment journalism now without Instagram. It's impossible to imagine. There would be no stories. Everyone would have to learn how to go and get different stories all over again.